everyone's pretty much doing the video game commentary kind of style, and I'm kind of digging it. So I figure that since this year I'm starting my video life, that I'd start with this. So first thing I want to talk about is the alien shit. Listen, everyone's freaking out. When I say freaking out, I don't mean like literally freaking out, but just kind of like everyone's up in just too many mixed emotions. Essentially, people fucking saying, like, oh, if it's the government telling us, then I'm not gonna believe it, or these UFO files are just here to distract us from the Epstein files, or the Epstein files are here to distract us from what Trump's doing, or Trump's trying to distract us from the Epstein files, and so on and so forth. It's like there's no fucking end. So it's like, what's like my question is like, if everything is meant to distract you from everything, then what exactly are we meant to be paying attention to? Like, what do you think I need to be paying attention to if everything is just so damn fucking as such a distraction, right? It's very childish. Like, I just think it's just a bunch of newbies that just they've obviously just watched. The only time like they actually think about aliens is like when they watch movies, or when they joke about it, um, and just basically just they're basically just a bunch of fucking normies. That's what they are. They're just a bunch of fucking normies that don't know, haven't been doing any amount of research. Their algorithms are probably shot. They watch the news constantly, and constantly believing everything that the president has to say, or that anybody has to say, or getting mad at what they're saying. Like, these people just hold just nothing to their name. Not that I don't, because you don't know who the fuck I am, and I'm just a fucking random video gamer right now. But just, I mean, I guess a little bit about like where I'm coming from. Listen, man, I'm 30. I'm about to be 32 years old. I've been on the internet for 15 years. Half of my life I've been on the internet, even more than half of my life. I think it was like 8 years old when I started. Yeah, I was like 8, 9 years old when I first got on the internet, and I think I was 10, 9 or 10 when YouTube came out. And when YouTube came out, the first videos anybody was watching was just pretty much three kinds of videos. You were either watching cat videos, you were watching Tourette's guy videos, or you were watching fucking conspiracy videos. That was really it. That was what YouTube was really fucking for. Um, and that was like what me and my friends talked about, like what was going on and everything, because that was like it. And there was zero, almost little to no regulation on YouTube. You were able to say whatever the hell you want, just do so much that you can't get away with right now. So it was a different time, and one of the first things that I saw was the NASA footage. I forgot the name of it right now, but it's, if you just look up NASA footage, 1970s, like hundreds of UFOs flying around the ISS. That was the first video. That was the first like UFO video I ever saw in my life, and to this day is like one of the most peculiar ones, and to this day is like, I think, one of the most credible ones. It's straight from the big boys and the people you love so much. It's straight from your friends, NASA. Um, it's hundreds of objects in the skies, hundreds of objects flying around an object that we all know very well, the ISS, and it's even got audio from the astronauts that were taking the footage and viewing this spectacle. So that's what I first saw. I'm 9, 10 years old, and I'm looking at this, and I'm just going like, "Wow, that's nuts!" And I'm like, "Well, that's pretty crazy," you know. And this is before, this is before, this is before Transformers. Okay, CGI wasn't good. CGI sucked ass. All right, CGI was still like a blurry mess, and even then, even back then, like the kids, even the kids, we love CGI, but it still looked like a piece of shit blurry mess. All right, so and what we were looking at was like black and white footage. Anyway, the thing I kind of just wanted to say was the whole fucking point of it was like basically is, and I at the same time I hear myself like telling myself to be patient because it is a slow clap. It's not going to take one day for humanity to just kind of like get on the same page. But you have to understand my frustration here as somebody who for half of their life, 15 years, been looking at all kinds of sources of extraterrestrial life, of the government keeping free energy from us, of crazy experiments happening with the military and the paranormal, remote viewings, all this stuff. As somebody who's been seeing this for half of his life, for people to come on YouTube and just constantly laugh when they say aliens, the way they chuckle is so annoying. Like when newscasters say, when they say, looks like we have some alien sightings here, and I can't stand the way that their voices change. Like, why is your voice going high pitched? Like, I can't, like, the way they talk is, it could be some extraterrestrial. Like, the way they're talking is like, who are you talking to right now? You're talking to a 4-year-old about Santa Claus? This is very serious fucking business. This isn't a fucking joke. It's not about the fact that there's people out there in the world. That's easy. That's fucking simple to understand. I think people are just nervous because they just don't see the big picture. They still see it as a fairy tale, and they don't understand that this has nothing to do with other beings on other planets. This has everything to do with us not taking charge of our own freedom. The freedom of knowing what's actually going on our planet. The freedom of knowing that there's scientists that are have been working very hard since the dawn of time to fucking have free energy. Like, this is a very serious topic, and for people to just be like, oh, they're trying to distract us from the Epstein files, or vice versa, the Epstein files are trying to distract us from the war in Iran, or the war in Iran's trying to distract us from the Epstein files, so on and so forth. It can go on forever. It's a fucking psychotic delusion. It's a fucking psychosis that all the normies are going through right now, and I get it. I get it. I pretty much went through the same thing when, in the beginning of my first conspiracy, you could say, endeavor. Yeah, there was a time when I was like, oh, everything's fucking fake. But as a teenager, I quickly shut that off because with a little tiny bit of research on the old school Google, you realize that that's called being manic. And that human emotions are getting in the way of discernment. This whole thing about it being distraction of a distraction to a distraction of another distraction is a fucking psychosis. Ladies and gentlemen, and they and everybody, please relax, okay? Everything's not a distraction. Sometimes information just gets out, and you just need to read.